power. So when your vision is clear, decisions are easy. This Saturday to define your goals. Don't stay busy, stay purposeful. You can use purposeful as a way of saying, I am busy. Power comes when you know where you're going. Okay, so welcome to Motivation Saturday, January 10th, 2026. We are going to be talking about clarity creates power. So, hey, welcome back to Motivation Saturday. I'm Sensei Joe. We're in week 2 of Motivation Saturday 2026, and today we're discussing something that separates those who wish from those who win. So what I'm saying is, this is clarity creates power. See, they're wishers and then they're winners. But in order to become a winner, you got to wish too. That's a whole different thing to explain. Ooh, whoa. Okay, I'm creating a mess here. I'm drinking cacao tea, so that's like chocolate tea. And yeah, I'm making a mess. Tastes good. So I'm making my own chocolate tea, cacao tea, and it's pretty good. It's not strong. So anyway, clarity creates power. Let's get honest for a second. Many people aren't stuck because they lack talent. Everybody is talented in something. They're not stuck because they aren't capable. They are capable. They're stuck because they're unclear. Now, you can always argue with that and say, well, they're stuck because other people hold them back. That's true. There's jealousy and competition everywhere you go. But that is totally different. That is something you don't have power over. You have power over yourself. So, unclear about what they want. So, what do you want in life? You might not be clear about that. It's okay. We all actually know what we want, but what do we really want? That is okay. Okay, it's no. And when you don't know where you're going, every road feels right. So until you realize you're exhausted and nowhere near where you want to be. So when I think about that, I think about, okay, I'm on a motorcycle, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Where the hell am I? I'm lost. Nowhere, don't know where I am. It does kind of feel good. Something you have. And it can be a good feeling depending on the situation. And I just explained that, like when I'm on the motorcycle. So until you realize you're exhausted and nowhere near where you want to be. We're all exhausted with work, with school, even your hobbies. Your hobbies can be exhausting. You know what? That's normal. So that's why clarity is so important. Clarity gives your effort directions. Clarity gives your energy purpose. Clarity turns hesitation into confidence. And that's something I've been talking a lot about, like confidence. Clarity can help you gain confidence. And so, if you think about a pyramid, there is something on the bottom that will lead you to the top. Think of like the food pyramid or, something like that. So clarity, success, motivation, confidence. That's all in that period. So think about it. When you know exactly what you want, decision making does change. And we are always changing our decisions. We make a decision, then later we're like, oh, no, I'm going to change that. So, yo, hi from Thailand. Okay, so before I continue, Sensei Joe in the house, this is Motivation Saturday, January 10th, 2026. I am live from the Land of Smiles, my home, Thailand. I hope you all are enjoying your Saturday. If you, on TikTok, if you are not following me, please follow me. Please send me all your likes and gifts. That really helps me. It helps my motivation too. It helps me help others. For YouTube, if you're just joining in and you're not following me, please subscribe, follow me, send me all the likes, help me out so I can reach out and help others. Please don't send me money, okay? I'm not looking for money or anything like that. Anyway, let's continue. So yeah, when you know exactly what you want, decision making changes. So you make a decision, but you don't know what you want. Happens every, and that might be a poor example, but it's an example. Um, so when you know exactly what you want, decision making changes. You stop second guessing yourself. You stop asking everyone for approval. You stop chasing distractions disguised as opportunities. Now, there is something here I really want to talk about. Approval. Do you really need everyone's approval? Really? Do you have to prove yourself all the time? Exhaustion. You can get exhausted. You can really become exhausted proving yourself to over proving yourself. Here's the thing. I've been in many situations where I have to constantly prove myself, and it got exhausted. It got exhausting, and it's like, okay, I've already proven myself. I've came a long way proving myself. I did this, that, this, and that, and then I did this. I did a good job, but yet I still have to prove myself. If you've already proven yourself, but others around you expect you to prove yourself, then they have failed because they need to prove themselves to you. And they're not paying attention, or they just don't like you. So, when I was a federal law enforcement officer in the U.S. Empire, I went in with an advanced degree, higher degree than everyone else in my work. Military training. Run entire building by myself. And later my boss would be like, wow, Officer Joe, you ran everything yourself. Good job today. But you know what? That wasn't good enough. They still wanted me to continue to prove myself as if I never proved myself. They treated me with disrespect. They were uncaring about my safety and safety of others. They even allowed crimes to be committed within in the law enforcement building. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, I went above and beyond. I went above and beyond. I'm gone. I'm leaving. And that's what I did. Um, I didn't need their, but they needed my approval, and they failed at that. So yeah, that's a story of mine, and it's a true story. Um, so yeah, stop asking for everyone's approval. You you don't need their approval. I mean, look at me. I'm live here on TikTok and on YouTube. I got a big following. I don't need your approval. Okay? You don't need my approval. I'm here because I want to be. I'm here because I want to motivate you. I want to inspire you. I want you to go out there in society and make it a better place. As a society, it is our job to approve how great society can be, how great society should be. It should not be one person, it should be all. The approval is what we see that's working. And we got to stop chasing distractions that are disguised as opportunities. Because if we chase distractions that are disguised as opportunities, we are failing ourselves. We shouldn't be doing that. So, let's stop chasing distractions that are opportunities. Opportunities all around us. It's just those opportunities we as society can excel. Because not every opportunity is meant for you. Some things look good, but only clarity tells you if you're right. And when I say not every opportunity is meant for you, that's true. Not every opportunity is meant for you. It could be meant for someone else. But you could still become a part of that opportunity in one way or another. Um, like let's say, for example, my opportunity to be a federal law enforcement officer. I had the training, I had some of the experience, I have the education, but it just was not an opportunity that was right for me. And I found that out the hard way. I wanted to have a career. Yeah. And let me say this clearly. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Okay? Um, it's harder for me to go into detail about that because I have completely changed my focus to where I am more focused on productivity than just being busy. Um, so I kind of lost how to be busy and not be productive. I'm trying to think now. Got it. Okay. So, when I was living in the U.S. Empire, I was a member of the American Red Cross. Now, you know what the Red Cross is. Here in Thailand, you have the Thai Red Cross. In the Middle East, you have the Crescent or Red Crescent, I believe. Anyway, it's all the same. And in the Red Cross, you go out and help people. And for me, when I was not, working as a soldier or law enforcement officer, doing private investigations or teaching martial arts, I was staying busy with the Red Cross. But now that I think about it, I feel like I was not productive enough. Because the Red Cross in the US has a habit of holding itself back in any. So I felt like I was productive, but that was it. Um, I was able to help some people, but I just felt like I didn't do enough. Yes, I went out on missions with the Red Cross and like hurricanes and all that, but I just felt like I didn't do enough. I wanted to stay busy, I guess, just to get out of the house. Because I didn't want to be one of those deadbeat Americans that sit on their couch, eat nachos, drink alcohol, and go, oh, they shut down the Twinkie factory. I'm going to protest. They're taking away our rights. Who cares? No, I didn't want that. So I stayed busy, but it wasn't really that productive. Yeah. Okay, so what I mean is stay busy in your life. Busy doesn't mean you're moving forward. You got to do something that will help you move forward. Does helping others help you move forward? It can. It can, really. It depends on the situation in society. Okay, so for example, I'm here in Thailand. I'm live. What I am doing here is actually helping. And I did not know this. When I first started this, it was a bit like a test, like, okay, I'm just going to see how it goes. And I was surprised. If I did this in America, nothing would come out of it. But here in Thailand, what I'm doing here live has actually gotten people to stand up and do what needs to be done to help themselves to make their lives better in a positive way. You get positive feedback. So I do fill my schedule, martial arts, writing my books, working with my bees, working with my chocolate, keeping up to date on what's going on in the world. I'm always answering my messages, which in a way is good for me and it's good for the people I'm helping. And I try to show up at as many places as possible. A few weeks ago, I showed up at a Taekwondo belt test at Central Plaza here in Chiang Rai. There were actually some people waiting for me. They wanted to meet me, but sadly, I was. So, purpose requires courage. Because once you're clear, you can't pretend you don't know what needs to be done. Once you're clear, then you know what needs to be done. So remember that. When you are clear, then you know what needs to be done. So clarity forces responsibility. Now that's something I've talked about before, responsibility. Responsibility is in that triangle, which, you know what, I am going to actually draw up my own picture of the triangle, with clarity, courage, confidence, responsibility, success, confidence. I think I already said that. Wow. So clarity forces responsibility, or just passing time. You should always focus on the life you really want. And here's the part people don't talk about enough. Clarity doesn't always feel comfortable. There are times when clarity is going to feel uncomfortable. Okay, it happens to everyone. And it happens more than once. It happens to me almost like every week. But something good really comes out of it. Sometimes clarity means realizing you're on the wrong path. So, for example, when I was in federal law enforcement, towards the end, I realized I was on the wrong path. I didn't need to be in law enforcement to help society. What I'm doing right now is helping society. The motivation, the inspiration. I don't need a gun and a badge. Um, and of course, in the U.S., everyone's pretty much trigger happy and like to shoot. So, glad to be out of that crap hole. um, so sometimes clarity means realizing you're on the wrong path. It's okay to be on the wrong path. It's a learning experience. It doesn't mean you failed. You only fail when you quit. Well, what if you're on the wrong path and you quit that path to start a new path? Does that mean you failed? No, it doesn't. It just means you found a path that does not work. So you didn't fail. But you're still on the path of trying to find out what you want in life. So you're still working at it. So you haven't really failed. It's like, oh, I got an F on my test. Okay, well, no. Oh, you're not going to a war. You know, every war has its battles. You might lose the battle, but you haven't lost the war. Um, so sometimes it means letting go of goals that no longer fit. We all have goals in life, but does every goal fit you? No, it doesn't. Now, that goal may not fit you, but that when you realize that goal doesn't fit you, it might actually lead you to a different goal. So, what I'm saying is, no goal is bad. No goal is worthless. Every goal leads you to another goal. So don't feel bad if the goal you're following no longer fits. It's just going to open up another opportunity for you. It's going to create another goal for you. So sometimes it means outgrowing people, routines, or environment. Okay? And all that. For everyone right now on YouTube, I'm thinking you're all still here. But don't worry, YouTube, this video, this live event, I'm going to turn it into a video so you won't really miss anything. TikTokers, I apologize. I cannot upload this as a video because it's considered too long. I tried it last time and it didn't work out. So, yeah, it sucks. So, yes, growth requires honesty. And honesty creates power. Now, there are two types of powers there's honest power and fake power. And the majority of power you see in today's world is fake. You don't need weapons or a mighty military to show you have power. You just need honesty. Honesty is real power. You don't need a perfect vision. You need a focused vision. But wind up with something, the direction you're going, that's enough to move with intention. Know your direction or know of a direction. Knowledge is treasure. Because power doesn't come from knowing everything. Power comes from knowing what matters. For knowledge is treasure. In some ancient societies, they focused on knowledge, education. That was their treasure. Ancient statues was worth more than gold to some ancient cultures, and they even put that on display in the in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Crystal Skull. Um, so power comes from knowing what matters most. So what matters most to you? What power can you get from that? What honest powers can you get from that? That's good, that's positive. So today I want to I want you to slow down instead of speeding up. Pause instead of pushing. Reflect instead of reacting. We all want this, and that. It's human nature. Believe me, I'm that way too. I have like a list of all of these stories I want to get out of my head and onto paper because I'm an author and I love writing. But there's just too much there. So right now I am focusing on what I have right now. I'm not pushing myself. I'm sort of pausing, reflecting a bit, and slowing down. Okay, so I'm going to answer some questions here. Okay, so JH Novels. JH Novels is my it's my small little publishing company I have here in Thailand. It publishes the books that I write. So here's a little background about that. When I finished writing some books, I wanted to publish them, and I spoke to a bunch of publishing companies. And I will tell you this, the majority of these publishing companies, they're criminal. Really. They put so much into the publishing on the author's end to the point where it could come back and hurt you, but publishing company will be okay. So what I mean is you have to pay them to publish your book. You have to pay them to put your book on the shelf. If your book does not sell, you have to pay even more to get those books back. You're constantly paying. If you sell your books, yes, you'll get money out of it, but those publishing companies will get the majority of the money. There are authors out there who have made it big going through publishing companies because they know how to play the game. I don't, and I'm not wasting my life playing those silly games. So I created my own little publishing company for myself. I advertise my books on there, and yes, you can buy my books on there. Of course, when you buy like my ebooks, you don't actually get the ebook right away. I have to have it sent to you. But everything goes through my JH Novels email. I'm always keeping track of things. And I am more honest than these publishing companies. I'm not looking to make a big profit off my books, but I'm hoping to use it as, a side gig and a way to get my words out there from my books to inspire people. I want to touch the hearts of people with my words from my books and also from my live streams here. Fiction, adventure, fantasy. I love my fantasy. Mystery. So my most popular books would be my Vampire Saga stories. I have 3 vampire books out there. The Vampire Maracai, Maracai Gothic Knights, and Maracai Spiritual Awakening. September of this year, 2026, I will be publishing a prequel to my Maracai stories called The Curse of Lilith. It's different, it's darker, it's dirty, scary, sadistic, because it takes place at like the beginning of time, and those are dark periods in life. Those are dark times. So, yeah. So my Marakai stories are some of my most popular books. And then there's October Monk, which is my spiritual autobiography, and I'm surprised that became my most famous book. Um, and then Space Quest, which is a sci-fi comedy. It's very naughty, but it's funny. In fact, I was working on the follow-up a few weeks ago, and I was laughing at my own story. Uh, it's just hilarious. So I dabble in everything. I also have educational worksheets on JH novels, all free. All the educational worksheets are free. Some of my poetry is on there, and some other things. So just JH novels. Check it out. Um, wow. Okay. So where was I? Okay. Yeah. So pause instead of pushing and reflect instead of reacting. When you reflect, that helps you overcome some of the issues going on in life. Yo, TikTok. Hey, Kit, thanks for the heart, man. The finger heart. I truly appreciate it. Um, okay, so now I want you to ask yourself something. What am I really working toward? What are you really working toward? The dream job? Okay, so here, here's my dream job. One that I really wanted the most. I wanted to become a United States Marshal. Here's the thing. All those federal law enforcement agencies in the US are crap. So when I got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, I applied for the US Marshal Service. They came back saying, you're not qualified. You need to have a master's degree and or experience. So what happened? I got my master's degree. I reapplied. They came back saying, we see you have the education, but you need to have the experience. But on the description, it's saying that a master's and or experience. So what happened? I got the experience. Guess what happened? You really working toward. Okay, so we got someone on here saying that they're unthinkable. I think they're talking. Yo, Knight 89971. You're saying I'm unthinkable. Does that have to do with my question? What are you really working toward? It's okay. You don't need to answer that. I just wanted to know for myself. Something is what deserves your energy. Okay, so now I am using up a lot of my energy being right here with you live on TikTok and YouTube. Do you all deserve my energy? I think you do. And that's my decision. Now, how do I know I believe that you deserve my energy? Because I've been doing this for like a year now, I guess. And it seems like the energy I spend on here has came back to me in positive ways. Everyone's thanking me and shaking my hand and showing respect, and that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like what I'm doing is helping. So I feel like, yeah, you all do deserve my energy. And what's been keeping me busy but not fulfilled? So what's been keeping you busy? What's been keeping you busy but not fulfilled? It's okay. You don't need to answer that. You don't need to answer me. You should be answering yourself. What's been keeping you busy but not fulfilled? That's something you should answer for yourself. Um, so, anyway, when your vision becomes clear, your standards rise, your discipline sharpens, and your confidence grows because you're no longer guessing. These are all part of the path. And I have followed every part of a personal path in life more than once. My vision became clear and my standards rose. My discipline sharpened. My confidence grew. And I'm no longer guessing. I don't guess as much as I used to. Okay, so before I continue, does anyone want to say anything? Anyone have a question? Remember, Motivation Saturday is not really about me. I mean, it does involve me, but it's not about me. It's about us. Okay, are there any questions? Anyone want to ask me anything? Before I... Anybody? Okay. So now let's switch up the Motivation Saturday challenge. In the past, the Motivation Challenge was always the same thing every week. I'm trying to change things up just a bit. Something deeper, something more real. So, um, here's what I like for all of you to do. This is for you, not me. Take 15 uninterrupted minutes, no phone, no noise. Write a stop list. So make a list called the stop list. List 3 things you need to stop doing because they don't align with where you're going. So, for example, my stop list. I am going to stop picking up rocks in the field because it's not really helpful. Or I am going to stop giving donations to people who don't really need them and people who are ungrateful, and start giving it to those who are more meaningful and tries to help society. Yeah, that's pretty cool. In fact, that's one of my stop lists. That's one of my stopping goals. I started thinking about that yesterday. Write a start list after you make that stop list. 3 actions that would immediately move you closer to your goal. So you just heard something from my stop list and something from my start list. In fact, you know what? Even though I was thinking about this yesterday, I'm actually going to write this down. Why are you calling me uncle? Come on, I'm not old. And I had some little note paper somewhere. I don't know where it went. Let's see. Okay, so my stop list. Let's see. It's 3 days. 1. Stop donating to those who are ungrateful and do not need your help. Okay, there. 2. What should be the second? Maybe the second one should be I don't know now. Yeah, this is a lot tougher than I thought. See, thing is, I'm putting my focus on all of you. And I'm not focusing on my own stop list. So this is much harder than I thought. And you're probably, if you're trying to do your stop list, you're probably having a tough time too. So you know what? We're all in this together. So I already have one thing down for my stop list. I just need 2 more things. And yeah, this is difficult. Okay. Well, I got one thing on my stop list. I'm going to go ahead and start my start list. 1, donate to those needing and are grateful. Okay. Well, there we go with that. I think I'm going to have to finish my stop list and start list later. But, I've given you some examples. Okay, so take 15 uninterrupted minutes, no phone, no noise. Write a stop list. 3 things you need to stop doing because they don't align with where you're going. And write a start list. 3 actions that would immediately move you closer to your goal. Then choose one thing from your start list and commit to it daily for the next 7 days. Just one thing. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, I know. So, no multitasking, no overcomplicating, just focused, intentional movement. Remember, you don't need more hustle. You need more alignment. Clarity creates direction. Direction creates confidence. And confidence creates power. Okay, so finish this week with intention. Move with purpose. And don't waste your energy on anything that doesn't move you forward. Remember, Smile, laugh, believe in yourself because I believe in you. And for JH Novels, go to my website, to JH Novels. Purchase a book. If you're in the U.S., if you want to purchase a hard copy of my book, you're going to have to go through Amazon because the way the U.S. is, I no longer send any hard copy of my books there anymore. But if you want a ebook, it's best to go through me because my ebooks are way better than Amazon's. If you're outside the U.S., go to my website, JH Novels, and enjoy. So remember, smile, laugh, and believe in yourself because I believe in you. I'll see you all next Saturday for Motivation Saturday.